been in flight out there in the real Coyote Medicine Show, where you live, where I live, where we all live. Wow, I tell you, babies, life is just a rock and roll place to be. Oh, man. And tonight, I just want you to know how much I love and care for you guys, how much Mother God loves and cares for you. We have you in our heart all the time, babies. It's just love, love, love. Everywhere we go. Everywhere, everything we do. I don't care. You know, we have some difficulties in this old world, don't we all, man? But we just walk right through it. You know, love, love, love. For real, babies. And you know, I've been going through some gnarly and difficult stuff, you know, even still. But babies, I'm pleased to do it. It helps me get through it. It helps you get through it. Man, we're breaking trail here. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door, opening the gates of paradise, babies, and don't you even think twice about it, babies. It's there, it's here, it's now, it's happening. It's our reality. It's our truth. Now, how do you get there, babies? How do you knock on that heaven's gate? How do you open that heaven? Well, it's already opening inside of you right now. The magic's already there. It flows from me to you, you to me, and, you know, back over throughout everyone here, you see. It's a mutual assistance association here on earth now. So as one light goes on, it pulls up 3 or 4 more, and those pull up 3 or 4 more, and so on and so forth. It's the ultimate pyramid scheme, babies, but it's successful. And it doesn't take that long on a basis like that. If you start with a few dozen at the beginning of the program, it doesn't take but maybe a year for it to spread through 10 billion people. And the last 2 months of it are like, wham! You know? Well, I don't know. It might even be less than that. But I'll tell you, that's just on one premise alone. And some people expect it'll be something like that. I don't. What I feel in my heart is we're working towards that state of instantaneous change, where it all comes in all at once. And we're just there because that's where we are. It's our time. It's our place. By agreement in the long ago do we arrive at this time now. See, we fulfilled our contract with those who would be opposite and opposition to us. And in the process, we've helped them heal the wounds that created such oppositional feelings in the first place, baby. And we're still going back there right to the beginning of time, even before that, where associations were made that we didn't think were healthy in this reality. So we set about to change them. When I say we, I'm talking about you, me, Mother God, and all of this original family that came with us in the beginning of time, and all of humanity as the larger family, the one tribe, to which we all belong, under this sky, upon this earth, in our heart, bonded, united, as the single tribe. No matter what your beliefs are, or where you be on this planet, or how you be living it, it's all here for you. It's all inside of you. It's all here right now. Don't you see? This is the beginning of your new history. The beginning of your life. The beginning of your love for real. Because, babies, I know you felt it before. Little glimmers and glints of it. And sometimes you got lucky and got a whole wallop of it all at once. But that ain't nothing compared to what's coming now. This is real love. The man and woman thing is awesome, but this is even what it's at the basis of that, what's created that situation in the first place so that we could experience it. And when I speak of that, please don't, go off on a tangent because I said man and woman and didn't mention your particular variety of how you want to do it. Babies, we're all in it together. It's okay. Whatever is happening for you is cool. As long as you ain't hurt nobody, reckon, don't you think? You see, we just got to be kicked back, laid back. We've been so messed with in the areas of love. It's difficult sometimes to accept the reality, the truthful side of love. Because we've been conditioned to think that love may be something opposite of that, something we should fear, that it's a weakness, not a strength. That it gets us in trouble, that we partner up with the wrong people, and party up sometimes with the wrong people, too. It happens. But babies, you get it all straightened out in a while, one way or another, whether you like it or not. It comes right through you. You get done with it. You get over it and you get on, one way or the other. Sometimes it's tricky and you'll be fighting for the rest of your life, it seems. But after a while, you'll let it go, both of you. And you'll get on your way and everything's going to be cool. Well, right now, babies, because of the transitional times we're in, you're probably going to see a lot of breakups. A lot of people you never expect that would, part are going to be doing it, are doing it already. I mean, it's a phenomenon happen, and people are leaving their situations in the real world, as we call it. That shit, that ain't real. But in the factory, the industrial, the service industries, and so forth, anything that's too corporate or too regimented, everything is like, crumbling and falling apart, and the people see it and they're walking away. They need a free life. We need a free life, a free love, a free heart, forevermore. So that's what we're here to create and receive. And guess what? We've already created it. And it lives inside each and every one of us. And it's coming forward right here tonight as we unite in flight on the Coyote Medicine Show and beyond her. Because, babies, our hearts are together in this. All of us and all units of ourself inside, all, elements of our own personality, everything is coming together now. Uniting. We are the juncture, the intersection of love, where everything comes together in the universe and begins, because of that coming together, begins the cosmic expansion that grows beyond comprehension, takes all life with it into conscious cosmic awareness of all life that lives in each moment that is. And there is one moment that is. And the rest of it's created around it. It's like the donut hole is that moment, and the donut around it is the rest of creation. Materialization, see? So we're taking the invisible out of the donut hole and bringing it into the donut, man. So it's a full and complete spiral torus that can expand forever and ever in all of its many varieties of creation, and verily happily so, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful life. And babies, we're blessed to be able to live it. No matter where we are in it and how we're doing it, we're blessed to be there in it. We're blessed to be able to move on in the areas of love, the areas of heart awareness. So if you're watching this video or you're listening to this radio show, baby, I just want you to know it's there within you. And it is coming forward. I know some of you can barely feel it, and others of you are so far ahead of the rest of the game that you can't even hardly hear a thing I'm saying. Don't accelerate too fast, babies. You got to take the rest of the babies with you, man. Remember that. Everybody's in our heart. We're not here to outrace each other. The old ways of the competitive BS is gone. Now we begin the reality of truth, of caring, of showing everybody that hell yeah, we give a shit. And more than that, we're in it for each other as well as ourselves. It's a full enriched thing. We're a combined union that, as a human race, it's closer than anything we've ever known in marriage or partnership, Got a little visitor from the great beyond here. It's called a mosquito. Oh, wow, I don't like those things. But babies, it's good to be alive now. It's good to be open and receiving of this, because it's coming to everybody here on this earth. There's no more screwing around, babies. The rubber hit the road. This is where you jump off and you no longer ride the toad, baby. You get on with life, the real thing. You can't live in the illusion, in other words. What's not real here is dissolving away fast. Don't look to your governments, your religions, your dogma, your beliefs, your tribes, anything, even your social circumstances. Just don't look to anything to relieve you of this rush towards love because it can't be done. And these institutions, as I've mentioned, and all the rest of them, secret societies included, no longer serve us. And so they, too, are on their way out the window. And all those who participate in it just dissolve away, because they weren't real in the first place. None of this reality is. It's an experience, in a sense, that we've created for ourselves to live in. Kind of a bad dream, but a beautiful and very cool bad dream that's so goddamn good that, we hardly know, wow, how to handle the great happiness we gain out of walking through hell and back into paradise. Well, that's what we've done here again and again, babies. We're always rocking. We're always talking with the saints and angels, whether we know it or not in our conscious little head. We're in tune with the conscious heart of the universe. We're in tune with the love of all the time, man, and we're living it. Even as we bumble our way through life, don't even know who the hell we are or what we're up to. I mean, man, I tell you, we sure been through some stuff in this whole lifetime, ain't we, kids? God, I remember one night, I probably shouldn't even tell this tale, but I gotta tell it for some reason or another. I remember one night, baby, I was like down in downtown Denver with a buddy of mine. There was a special show on at one of the bars down there somewhere. We just had to be there. One of our buddies was playing or something like that. And in the process, well, me and my buddy got kind of separated, so I wound up without a ride. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm stumbling ass drunk. I mean, I sat there, I sat there against the tire of his car in its parking place for a little while, just sitting against that. I was locked out of the car, had no way to get in it, and waited to see if he'd show up, and I knew he wouldn't, and finally it got to be like a little chilly, and, it was getting towards early morning, it was almost starting to break daylight, about an hour from breaking daylight. I walked down this little alleyway, and I found this dumpster full of nice, clean, flattened out cardboard boxes, I thought, well, hell, I can get in there and lay down for a little while. Ain't nobody gonna bother me there, you know what I mean? So I was just getting laid down, and I was still pretty dang drunk. And son of a gun, I didn't even think about it. They come and pick these things up, And thank goodness I hadn't passed out yet. I think I'd only been in this thing for maybe 3-5 minutes. Wham! The old garbage truck comes bumping into it, and babies, boy, I bounce up out of there quicker than a basketball, man. And I give those guys the peace sign and jump out of that thing before they can hoist it and dump it in the truck along with me and crush me down with a bunch of boxes. Wow. Thank goodness that didn't happen, but baby, it was split-second timing. And like I said, I was pretty incapacitated at the time in a delightful sort of way, But obviously, good instincts and righteous angels saved the day, kept me from passing out, kept me from, ending my life in that way, I wasn't ready to go by any means at that time, heck no, man, and I sure didn't want to wind up in a garbage dump, But oh well, life rolls on. But it's just part of the magic. The darkness comes to light, man, I went walking after that, I had to walk around till about 7 in the morning before the buses would start running and I could get out of there and go someplace and get some rest, So that's what I did. I just walked and walked. I knew about where I was going. I knew what bus I wanted to catch. So I just kept myself headed in that direction. Walked out of downtown Denver about 3-4 miles before I caught a bus. Got myself moving back into life. But, some people you can rely on, some you can't. But you can't blame anybody, I could have been madder than hell and hated my buddy for being so callous as to just leave me there with no ride, and he knew I was drunker than a skunk, but I also understand the involvement that he had going on. And so it's like, fine guys, you go do that, I'll go do this. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? I'm just gonna ride this horse. And it's okay. I'm not going to be mad at you, brother. I know, I don't think I'd do the same thing to you. I'd get you cared for one way or another. But, oh well. So I didn't hold it against the brother. I mean, shoot. He's he'd been a real generous guy with me, and for a long time too, and shared his house with me and so forth. So, we got along pretty good. I wasn't going to mess that up, just because he's a little bit worldly in his ways. And babies, I tell you, I mean, one, I got a new appreciation for life. Two, I got a new appreciation for downtown Denver that, I didn't walk around too much down there. It's nice to be down there early in the day when nobody's around and you can, kind of meander a little bit, feel the vibes, feel the energy. Because you can feel what's been going on all over the place. And it's like, okay. And I don't know, as I walked into the daylight that morning, I just felt renewed, even though I was tired as heck and, all wore out. I found my way in the bus and got myself back to my place. I had a little place then and got myself conked out. Got up in the afternoon and went on with my life. And it just got, it was a trying time too. Obviously, the moments weren't just exactly they were synchronating in what I didn't consider a real beneficial way, but at the time anyway. But man, I appreciate life, especially in moments like that. You know what I mean? Because this is when you get into your creative resources. This is when you learn what your heart's really made out of. When you meet trying times, especially hairy little moments like that. I mean, all kinds of things shoulda, coulda, woulda happened, of course, but none of them did, And you realize how blessed you are to be able to come out of a circumstance that not everybody would, you know what I mean? There's a lot of trouble out there waiting for people on those streets at night, And I could have easily walked into a lot of it, but did I? Not at all. That's the garbage truck was the worst thing that happened, and nobody said a word, and everything was cool. Worst thing that happened, I lost a little charm, and the garbage can slipped out of my pocket, I guess, in my quick maneuvering there. Oh well, that charm must have been meant for somebody else or something else, because it sure didn't stay with me long. I just figure when things come and go like that, the universe is telling me that doesn't belong with you. That belongs with somebody else or somewhere else. I don't look at things as lost or even stolen. Sometimes that'll piss me off. But if somebody steals from me, they must really need it. So I just let it go after a bit. I mean, I've had my issues. I'm a human being. I don't like being disrespected. Does anyone? But at the same time, if I'm ever disrespected, that reflects back on me. How much respect do I have inside of myself for this beautiful life that I'm living, Whenever somebody's going warped on me now, it took me a while to catch this one, but I just look at myself. I mean, I'll deal with it in a direct way and take care of what I got to do. But in the meantime, I'm checking out my own heart. I'm looking for that Aquarius sunshine in my heart. I want to know what's happened, what's going to make it real. Where's this life going to go and what's going to be? How's it going to be like? And what's causing these issues to come up? What form of irritation, pain, anxiety, selfishness, emptiness, what's driving me to create these feelings coming back at me? Because this world is reflective. If somebody's going off on you, baby, maybe you're doing something in the invisible world to create it. Maybe in that emotional world, that thoughtless world, as we call it sometimes, you're doing something there that just ain't, a healthy thing. See, so if I'd have got all pissed off my bro for leaving me down there in Denver stranded, wow, then I would have known I had a serious issue. Even as that, getting stranded, how did I create that for myself? Well, obviously, I must have needed the experience of it. I really like to stretch myself. In this deep sub-psychological way, I've been programmed to be like that, to live kind of an edgy life like that. So moments like that are not so unusual in my life. There was another time I was working at, this was very short-lived, babies. This was like a time in my life. It was about the same time, really. Things were a little askance, and I'd been on a real high roll, and things were kind of rolling over for a bit. I mean, it's still going real good, but I was having some very trying moments. Like I said, just kept creating these things, because I was flowing with people I shouldn't be flowing, and I wasn't able to share the influence in the way that I should, and I wasn't getting out of situations that I was in, etc., etc. I would just I was having a tough time with life at the time, man. There was something else I was looking for, and I wasn't quite getting. So anyway, long story short, I did a little work at this psychic line for a while, about a month. It's about as long as I lasted. But I thought I'd try that. I'm really good at that kind of thing, but I don't like, I love connecting with the people and their lives and their heart and helping them along the way. And like I say, I'm really good at it. But wow, that was so commercial. And they were charging these people $4 a minute and paying us 20 cents. I mean, it wasn't conducive to a healthy exchange between the people because there was a lot of imbalance there. You talk to one of our psychics for a half hour, what is that? 30 times 4, that's $120. And out of that, what do we get? 20%, so 2 times 12 is 24. We get $24. Out of that 120, they get 96. Well, I know they had a heavy phone bill, and I know they had a heavy advertising bill, but it sure wasn't of such a nature and character that they had to take that much money or charge that much money. I've looked and I researched it. You can easily do that kind of work for 99 cents a minute or less, depending on how you hook it up, how you wire it in. There's lots of ways to go about it without, being greedy and stupid. So for a while I was associated, but there was also reasons why I did, just like there was reasons I got dropped off in downtown Denver. This one was because, I needed to be there for a bit. I needed to up the vibe in the place, and I did. I needed to connect with some people that worked there that I wouldn't have met otherwise, and I did. And babies, it was a rocking good time while I was there, and the ending is what I'm going to tell you about, and it was perfect. One night, the power goes down, just like it's been going down here on my radio show, and son of a gun, we're out of business. The phones don't work without power because we're on this great big old phone system that runs on computers, etc., of course. So, we're relieved of duty for a little bit. We decided to go out and get some dinner or something. Me and this little Mary that was working alongside of me at that time. And she's a sweetheart, guys. Gosh, I loved her. We had a great time together. A little bit of time here, a little bit of time there. We're just buddies, man. But, oh, what great buddies we were. I sure wish she was still around. She moved off, and, life goes on. That happens a lot in my life. But that night, wow. We were both feeling kind of itchy, and it's part of it was like, that underlying feeling that, boy, we shouldn't be doing this. We should be doing this different, But yet, loving the people we were connecting with on the phone so much, There were a few of us, a handful of us in a room of about 25 or 30 readers. There was a handful of us that really came from the heart, that wanted to do right by people and weren't just there for the money. We're there for the ride. We're there for the connections, the love, the expansion, in love, etc. I'm talking about, about 98 we did this, yeah. So babies, there I was, man, and me and old little lively Mary, we run off down the road in my little automobile and, go to this cowboy bar I knew about. It's pretty close to where I was hanging out at the time. And went there and had a few beers and started dancing, man. I just had a good time. And well, one thing led to another. They had like a little dance contest where normally everybody'd be getting up line dancing. But me and old Mary got up rock and roll boogie woogie too, and did the fancy step and shit and all that. Oh man, we were declared winners of the dance contest. Got free beer, all kinds of T-shirt, all kinds of shit, in a country bar. It was fun, man. So we didn't get done with that till about 2 or 3 in the morning, And we were supposed to be calling in for like every 20 minutes or every hour or something. Well, I never did that. Shoot. I was out of there. I was going to go party and make a night of it, especially after I had a couple of beers under my belt. I ain't going back there. But finally, Mary convinced me that, wow, I better call in. So I did. I guess it was about 2 in the morning. And holy hell, they'd been up for a few hours, about 3 hours, and they weren't too happy with me for not, or Mary, either one, for not being there, for not coming back or calling in. But oh well, so at least we knew, and so she talked me, and I was like, I don't even want to go back there. She said, oh, come on, Coyote, you do that, you gotta do that. You gotta do it. And so, and she just didn't want to get blamed, and I don't blame her. So I went back there, and I took my seat, babies, and I was a little tipsy. I wasn't totally polluted, but I was definitely high and happy. And I rolled into those phone calls. Oh man, did some amazing, that last hour or two was some of the most amazing work I'd done since I walked in the door there. We were healing folks right and left. We were straightening out situations that had been going on for years. All kinds of stuff was happening. And pretty soon I feel this little tap on my shoulder. Mr. Coyote, yeah, you can go home now. So there I am in another one of those situations. I let old Mary take my car that night. And son of a gun, I'm 6 miles from where I'm sleeping at now. I got a little temporary thing over there. This was over in one of those western suburbs in Denver, so I had a place nearby. Or I thought was nearby. 6 miles didn't seem like much, but it just wasn't close enough that night. They relieved me of duty about 4 in the morning, maybe 5. I think it was 4 though, because the traffic was real light. So I just went on out there, man, and boogied on down the street back towards my place, man. Just one step after another, one step after another. I think it took me about an hour and a half to cover those 6 miles. That wasn't too bad. So I tell you, I was definitely a little tired, but I was getting sobered up time I got back to my little sleeping hole there. Wow, what a life we've lived, man, I tell you. So I never did that work again after that. I've always done direct work with the people and the things like what I do here on the Coyote Medicine Show, and helping the medicine of the earth arise, myself included, all of us. So I guess that's what you could call me in a way, as a medicine man. Of a sort, I'm not, affiliated with any tribal energies or anything like that, but I do deal with the medicine of life, especially the Coyote medicine. That's my way. That's my heart. And I go through all of these things, all of these moments, all of these edgy little moments for the betterment of all. And I recognize it in those situations. I recognize the values of the connections that are made. I recognize, that sometimes just the touch of one heart in one moment is worthy of a whole bunch of grief and agony, because there's a real purpose being served there in that one moment. And lives are changed because of it, and the energy of the whole earth moves in a better direction. So oftentimes we go through things unknowingly for the benefit of another, for one kind word that we can say or they can say or whatever, for one little moment of connection, our eyes, our hearts, a familiarity, a recognition, a turn of a page, a turn of a corner, because somebody showed they cared. Or better yet, love that just blossoms like crazy. Wow. Just all that good stuff that can happen in life. A sweet little moment is worthy of a whole lifetime of pain. And we all know it, and that's why we do it. But babies, the age of pain is through with us. The times of living an edgy life that might be a little considered a little dangerous or a little insane by some no longer are. Now this edgy life is becoming normal life, but in a very smooth way. We push the edges and limitations of our environment until they're no longer there. And we do it in a gentle sort of way, a very soft way. This is the real revolution, people. And it's more like evolution. But it is a revolution because it's a revolution. You see, long time ago, we went through what I call a devolution or a devolution, a step down. As the creation of that energy of life, we agreed to put away all of our loves, powers, loving powers, all of our consciousness, and come and live as human beings and go through the crap for a while. Again, a merciful act of love. I got to remember the name of this one movie I watched a while back. It's about God is a bumbler, kind of like he comes down And he likes to come down and play human. He just does it in this movie, in this pretense. He just does it every now and then, just because he loves doing it. He likes being with the people and so forth. But he just takes it as a temporary role, so he can create himself in anybody he wants to, etc. You know what I mean? So he winds up, on this golf course, in this one nice country club, and somebody says four, and God gets hit in the head with a golf ball, man. And so now he forgets who he is and what he's all about, and people take him in, and etc. One thing leads to another. A lot of sweet moments out there. And he's out there healing the sick and raising the dead, but not even knowing he's doing it. It happens kind of behind him, etc., etc. And angels finally find him and bring him back home. But it's a beautiful tale, And babies, creation is like this. It has a sense of humor about itself. It does come here and become human, but it does it for lifetimes at a time. And it does it because it don't want to get ahead of you. It don't want to get behind you. It's not going to ask you to experience anything that it hasn't done already. And that's another reason why my experience in life has been so varied. Because, babies, I had to carry that ripeness that not everybody will. I had to go to those places that challenge you. That's just was part of being me. I couldn't help it. It brought me home to this heart a whole lot quicker than any other way would have, let me tell you. And that's a work still in progress. But once I get it, you guys got it. We all got it. And Mother God's holding that light for us, baby, too. Inside of our heart, there's that flame of love that never goes out. That's partly Our Lady. That beautiful, I'd say, violet flame of love, but it can be any color it wants to be. Our essential color is gold, but that means rainbow, so any color is possible. We're very colorful beings in this creation, baby. A very colorful heart. A very colorful life that we live for reasons that sometimes go beyond comprehension, but always are loving. And babies, we're learning now to stretch and grow into that comprehension so that we can remember and employ and be all that we are. The grand souls, the beautiful souls, the naked hearts of love, the glowing ever-presence of truth sharing itself with life forevermore. Yeah, hell yeah. Call it Adam and Eve in the garden or whatever you want to call it, babies. Nirvana, paradise. The kid's back in the playpen again, only now all grown up inside. Not mature adults by any means, but matured by the flavor of the experience they've been through and the happiness they've been able to develop and achieve because of all the agonies they went through. Babies, you are love. You are life. You're what life makes of you. And you're the greatest love ever there was. Don't you forget that now. Not ever. Papa loves you. Mama loves you. The Brown Crew loves you. Everybody here is embracing your heart, your person right now. Myself included. Give you the best of our love, babies. Always. Catch you in a bit. Keep it rocking, babies. Right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network. Oh, heck. I guess we better just, sing a cowboy song. How about that? I think so. Yeah. Again, Grandpa Coyote with Mother God in my heart tonight. Only on the Hazy Radio Network, babies. You got it right.